Hey, we got the Trumpster. We got Trumpy. Hey, Trumpy Trump, man. Trump. I know y'all love Donald Trump. I like him too. I think he's funny. I don't like his policies, but I think he's funny. I think this is the funniest president we've ever had in history. I respect him, man, and I hope he does good in office. I don't wish bad on no president to come in office because I feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders. But this is breaking news. This is breaking news, y'all. So Trump and Zelensky, the president, if you know who Zelensky is, he's the president of the Ukraine, have sat down to have a conversation. And J.D. Vance have a shocking, explosive argument. Oh, my God, they have a shocking, explosive argument in the Oval Office. Lives and death. Hold on. Lives are at stake here for their conversation. Just think about that before you watch the rest of this video. Who knows how this is going to go? Lives are at stake for this conversation. So y'all subscribe. But, you know, I think they'll get it under control. Because Trump being cool with Putin might stop the war. Might stop the war. Who knows? Like, we gonna see. But Putin wants the Ukraine. So, let's just see how this goes. All right? Let's go.
And now I'm talking with my friends in Poland, and they are worried that you align yourself too much with Putin. What's your message for them?
Well, if I didn't align myself with both of them, you'd never have a deal. You want me to say really terrible things about Putin and then say, "Hi, Vladimir, how are we doing on the deal?" It doesn't work that way. I'm not aligned with Putin.
That's facts. You can't treat one bad and the other good and then expect some deal to come. Treat both good and bring them to the table and have a conversation. That makes sense. That made absolute sense. That made sense, to be real.
I'm aligned with anybody. I'm aligned with the United States of America and with the good of the world. I'm aligned with the world, and I want to get this thing over with. You see the hatred he's got for Putin. It's very tough for me to make a deal with that kind of hate. He's got tremendous hatred. And I understand that, but I can tell you the other side isn't exactly in love with, him either. So it's not a question of alignment. I'm in line with the world. I want to get the thing set. I'm aligned with Europe. I want to see if we can get this thing done. You want me to be tough? I can be tougher than any human being you've ever seen. I'd be so tough. But you're never going to get a deal that way, so.
Excuse me. Play you for those ultras? Well, we're kind of happy.
That's the way it goes. All right, one more question.
Hey, I want to respond to this. So look, for 4 years in the United States of America, we had a president who stood up at press conferences and talked tough about Vladimir Putin, and then Putin invaded Ukraine and destroyed a significant chunk of the country.
Facts.
The path to peace and the path to prosperity is maybe engaging in diplomacy. We tried the pathway of Joe Biden, of thumping our chest and pretending that the President of the United States' words mattered more than the President of the United States' actions.
He should be the president. Like, he should be a president at some point. He should be a president. Like, J.D. Vance should be a president. He should. Because that makes perfect sense. We need to come to the table and talk about this. Like, we can't all just be mad. Like, somebody has to talk. There has to be some kind of understanding. Now, there's bloodshed in this, and if you know anything about bloodshed, that never changes the trajectory of how anybody thinks of things. Everybody's always angry about the bloodshed. However, though, we got to sit down and we got to find a way to talk about this. I don't see anything wrong with Trump and Zelensky, not Zelensky, but J.D. Vance and what they're saying right now. But let me see. But this is a heated argument, so let's see where it goes.
What makes America a good country is America engaging in diplomacy. That's what President Trump is doing.
Can I ask you?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay. So he occupied our big parts of Ukraine, part of East and Crimea. So he occupied it on 2014. So during a lot of years, I'm not speaking about just Biden, but those time was Obama, then President Obama, then President Trump, then President Biden, now President Trump, and God bless, now President Trump will stop him. But during 2014, nobody stopped him. He just occupied that too. He killed people. You know what the content?
2015.
2014.
2014?
Yeah. So
I was not here.
Yeah, but
That's exactly right.
yes, but during 2014 till 2022, the situation is the same. That people have been dying on the contact line. Nobody stopped him. You know that we had conversations with him, a lot of conversations, my bilateral conversation, and we signed with him, me, like a new president, 2019, I signed with him the deal. I signed with him, Macron and Merkel, we signed ceasefire. Ceasefire. All of them told me that he will never go. We signed with him with gas contract. Yes, but after that, he broke the ceasefire. He killed our people, and he didn't exchange prisoners. We signed the exchange of prisoners, but he didn't do it. What kind of diplomacy, JD, you are speaking about? What do you mean?
So he's saying Vladimir Putin has never stopped being a tyrant. So how is diplomacy going to help with somebody who doesn't really want diplomacy? Interesting.
I'm talking about the kind of diplomacy that's going to end the destruction of your country.
Yes, but if you
Mr. President, with respect, I think it's disrespectful for you to come into the Oval Office and try to litigate this in front of the American media. Right now, you guys are going around and forcing conscripts to the front lines because you have manpower problems. You should be thanking the President for trying to bring into this
Have you
conflict.
ever been to Ukraine that you say what problems we have?
I have been to.
Come once.
I've actually watched and seen the stories, and I know what happens is you bring them on a propaganda tour, Mr. President.
Nah, JD Vance, you don't know. You ain't at the front lines. You don't know. Like, you can't say that. Nah, you can't just say that. You got to get to the front lines to see what he's talking about.
Do you disagree that you've had problems with bringing people into your military?
We have
And
problems.
do you think that it's respectful to come to the Oval Office of the United States of America and attack the administration that is trying to prevent the destruction of your country?
A lot of questions. Let's start from the beginning.
Sure.
First of all, during the war, everybody has problems. Even you, but you have nice ocean and don't feel now, but you will feel it in the future. God bless.
You don't know that.
God bless. God bless. You will not have war.
Don't tell us what we're going to feel. We're trying to solve a problem. Don't tell us what we're going to feel.
I'm not telling you.
Because you're in no position to dictate that.
Exactly.
You're in no position to dictate what we're going to feel. We're going to feel very good.
Feel influence.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influence.
You're right now not in a very good position. You've allowed yourself to be in a very bad position, and he happens to be right
From
about
the
it.
very beginning of the war.
You're not in a good position. You don't have the cards right now. With us, you start having
I'm playing
cards.
cards.
Right now, you don't
I'm very
have. You're playing
serious,
cards.
Mr. President.
You're
I'm
playing
very
cards.
serious.
You're gambling
I'm
with
the
the lives of
president.
millions of people.
You think-
You're gambling with World War III.
What do you think
You're
about-
gambling with
what do you
World
think
War III. And what you're doing is very disrespectful to the country, this country. That's
with
back
all
to you.
respect to you.
Far more than a lot of people said they should have.
Have you said thank you once?
A lot of times.
No, in this
Even
entire
today.
meeting, you said thank
Even
you.
today.
You went to Pennsylvania and campaigned for the opposition in October. Offer some words of appreciation for the United States of America and the president who's trying to save your country.
Oh my God, this ain't good. This ain't good because this ain't good. This ain't good. Anybody watching this, I know you guys are thinking that Trump wagging the finger and JD Vance wagging the finger is a good thing and he's putting him in his place, but he didn't ask a question that was putting him in his place. He was saying that Putin is this way. So why do we want to do diplomacy with the guy who's this way? He's not willing to do diplomacy. That's what he was trying to say. All Trump and JD Vance had to say was, oh, well, we're going to get him on the floor. We're going to get him on the phone. We're going to get him in conversation to do diplomacy. This ain't good.
Please, you think that if you will speak very loudly about the war,
He's not speaking loudly. He's not speaking loudly. Your country's in big trouble.
Can I
Wait a
answer?
minute. No. You've done a lot of talking. Your country is in big trouble.
I know.
You're not
I
winning.
know.
You're not winning this. You have a damn good chance of coming out okay because of
Mr.
us.
President, We are staying in our country, staying strong from the very beginning of the war. We've been alone, and we are thankful. I said thanks
You haven't
in
been
this
alone.
cabinet,
You
and
haven't
not
been
only
alone.
in this
We
cabinet.
gave you, through
I
this
said
stupid
thank
president, $350 billion.
You
We
voted
gave
for
you
your
military equipment.
You
and you
voted
men
for
are
your
brave, but they had to use our military
What about
equipment.
West?
If you didn't have
You
our
invited
military
me.
equipment,
You invited
if
me
you
to
didn't
speak.
have our military equipment, this war would have been over in 2 weeks.
In 3 days. In 3 days. This is something
Maybe
new.
less.
In 2 weeks, of course, yes.
It's going to be a very hard thing to do business like this. I
Again,
tell you.
just say thank you.
I said it a lot of times to American people.
Accept that there are disagreements, and let's go litigate those disagreements rather than trying to fight it out in the American media when you're wrong. We know that you're wrong.
But you see, I think it's good for the American people to see what's going on.
I understand, sir.
I think it's very important. That's why I kept this going so long. You have to be thankful. You don't have the cards. You're buried there. Your people are dying. You're running low on soldiers. Listen, you're running low on soldiers. It would be a damn good thing. And then you tell us, I don't want a ceasefire. I don't want a ceasefire. I want to go and I want this. Look. If you could get a ceasefire right now, I tell you, you'd take it so the bullets stop flying and your men stop getting killed.
Of course, we want to stop the war.
But you say you don't want a ceasefire.
But I said to you,
I want a ceasefire.
with guarantees.
Because you get a ceasefire faster than an agreement.
Ask our people about ceasefire, what they think.
That wasn't
doesn't
with
matter
me.
for you what
That wasn't with me. That was with a guy named...
I just want to see if they have the same energy for Vladimir Putin when they talk to him. I do. But I respect, like, I hope he does. And if he does, I'm going to respect the president so much more. I respect this right now because it's like, you know, you kind of like shouldn't let anybody come over and... But I don't feel like he said anything wrong, though. But at the same time, though, yeah, you know, I don't know. I like this. I like how this president is operating, though. I do. But at the same time, this is dangerous because we're playing with people's lives. So it should be more than just an argument, you know. We should get to some type of conclusion. But both sides are. So we'll see how it goes. Keep going.
Biden, who was not a smart person. That was with Obama.
president. It was your president.
Excuse me. That was with Obama, who gave you sheets, and I gave you javelins.
Yes.
I gave you the javelins to take out all those tanks. Obama gave you sheets. In fact, the statement is Obama gave sheets and Trump gave javelins. You got to be more thankful, because let me tell you, you don't have the cards. With us, you have the cards. But without us, you don't have any cards.
One more question, Mr. Vice President. Sorry.
It's going to be a tough deal to make, because the attitudes have to change.
What if Russia breaks ceasefire? What if Russia breaks peace talks? What do we do then? I understand that it's a heated conversation right now.
What are you saying?
She's asking, what if Russia breaks the ceasefire?
What if anything? What if the bomb drops on your head right now?
What if anything? Why are we talking about what ifs? Like, we need to talk about what we're going to do now to stop this. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. What if a bomb drops on your head right now? Yeah. This dude, man.
They broke it. I don't know. They broke it with Biden because Biden, they didn't respect him. They didn't respect Obama. They respect me. Let me tell you, Putin went through a hell of a lot with me. He went through a phony witch hunt where they used him and Russia. Russia. You ever hear of that deal? That was a phony Hunter Biden, Joe Biden scam. Hillary Clinton, Shifty Adam Schiff. It was a Democrat scam. And he had to go through that. And he did go through it. We didn't end up in a war. And he went through it. He was accused of all that stuff. He had nothing to do with it. It came out of Hunter Biden's bathroom. It came out of Hunter Biden's bedroom. It was disgusting. And then they said, oh, the laptop from hell was made by Russia.
He ran off about this, man. Hey, we got to get back to the whole conversation of the Ukraine, though, Trump, man. Come on.
The 51 agents. The whole thing was a scam. And he had to put up with that. He was being accused of all that stuff. All I can say is this. We might have broken deals with Obama and Bush, and he might have broken them with Biden. He did, maybe. Maybe he did. I don't know what happened. But he didn't break them with me. He wants to make a deal. I don't know if you can make a deal. The problem is, I've empowered you to be a tough guy. And I don't think you'd be a tough guy without the United States. And your people are very brave. But you're either going to make a deal or we're out. And if we're out, you'll fight it out. I don't think it's going to be pretty, but you'll fight it out. But you don't have the cards. But once we sign that deal, you're in a much better position. But you're not acting at all thankful. And that's not a nice thing. I'll be honest, that's not a nice thing. All right, I think we've seen enough. What do you think? This is going to be great television, I will say We'll see,
All right, now it's just gonna ride out. Hey, man, maybe that's the way it gets brought to the table, though. You know, maybe there's some tough, some harsh words that need to be said to both sides, because Zelensky has to be willing to make a deal too. And if Putin is ready to come to the table and make a deal like he's saying, then fine. Like, they need to make that deal. They need to make that deal and, like, stop it as fast as they can. But I get Zelensky's question. Zelensky's question is, are they going to actually make the deal and honor the deal? Like, Russia's never seemed to honor the deal under any president. So why would they honor it under you? What makes you any different, right? And you only will be here for 4 years. So, I mean, I think, but Zelensky should take whatever he's throwing out there now. But just be like, okay, look, I'm gonna take this and run with it just to save my people. But who am I? I'm not in the Oval Office to make these decisions. But these are great. This is great. This is great. This president is great. He's funny. All right, let's go.